New truck, the Traxxas Rustler 4x4 VXL, brushless. From the research I've been doing and from my experience with the trucks I already own, this is the budget basher of the entire Traxxas lineup. It's the green one. Let's get this open and I'll talk a little more about what I mean by budget basher. Smell that sound. Oh yes. The reason that I got the Max versus the X Max, plain and simple, came down to price. And I'm not talking just the price of the vehicle, the initial purchase price. It's everything after that. Batteries, parts, modifications, but you have to have the performance. And I'm talking the performance that I want. May be different for you, but what I'm looking for, curb appeal, number one. Has to have curb appeal. Just has to. The next thing would be speed, handling, and how it handles in the air. So handling as far as driving, turning, track handling you might say, and then how it responds in the air. I'm leaving chargers out of this equation for now, although bigger batteries takes more expensive chargers. But the X Max is a $900 truck. So it takes a pair of batteries at $120 a piece. In order to take it out and run it, you're talking $900 and $240, so $1,140 just to get it outside and run it. The Max is a $530 truck and takes a single $80 battery. So $610, you can go out and run it. This, I picked it up for $380. Single battery, $70. $380 and $70 is $450. You can take it out and run it. With all that said, comparing those three trucks, I don't believe, as this truck comes out of the box, that it will quite compare to the X Max and the Max. I said number one for me is curb appeal and then speed. And that's just how it is for me. That's how I feel about it. But I guess that doesn't mean anything if you don't have the performance as far as handling. If this truck doesn't handle track handling I'm talking about, and that's why I've been working on my Max with all the modifications and upgrades to get it to handle. What does curb appeal and speed mean? Doesn't mean as much. It's not just that. But so there's a couple more things that this truck needs. So this is going to be my project that I'm going to take on with this truck. One of them is wheels, and needs a little something else for curb appeal. So wheels would be the Proline Badlands, the 2.8s on the Raid wheels, and to get that response, so it responds in the air. And this thing needs just a little something else. I have the model set up with Bluetooth and radio. Been doing some bench tuning to it. So one of the things I do, I had to go into the app and using a sub trim, zero out the steering, and then I've been adjusting the toe in. It says I think it's 1 to 1.5 degrees in the manual. So if I just put my hand on this tire, this is a very light roller, lay it against the wheel in between the lugs so it's against the sidewall, I can pretty accurately set my toe in. I got about 3/16 of an inch gap to the back wheels. So they have toe in also. I'm not touching that. They have camber set up. Same with the front wheels. I'm just doing a bench tune on the toe in. When I went to set the sub trim to get it straight, I had to go all the way to the right on the sub trim. I didn't like that. So up inside the chassis where the you can reach it, where the servo arm is, I tried moving the servo arm a tooth and then it's about the same distance the other way. But there's a short arm, ball link on each end, and I took that off the servo arm and I adjusted that. It's got a threaded rod. It's not a fixed plastic connecting rod on the servo arm. So I adjusted that and then got it pretty close. It's got maybe, I don't remember what it is, a couple percent of sub trim. And then with these arms here on these tie rod ends, there's a left and a right hand thread, so you can turn them and adjust the individual toe in. So pre-tuning, bench tuning setup. I dropped move these out one hole. Yeah. So it has just a little less droop. That seems to be a good handling feature. It was pretty even. Right now, well, this isn't a very flat surface. Over here it is. This is a fold-up table. But there's probably about a 1/4 inch less droop on the front, the way it's set up right now. So a couple things before I take it out and run it. I've also adjusted the ATV, adjustable travel volume. Pretty much about every Traxxas truck I've got, you had to reduce the amount to the left so the servo don't bind. Did that in the app. I did not reduce the braking. I'll see how this is on brakes. And I've also changed out the spur gear. No, pinion gear. So it comes with this little guy right here. I believe that's 11 tooth. Yeah, stock is 11 tooth, and I think I remember reading that's like 41 miles an hour. So I put the 17 tooth, included 17 tooth in here, and that should be 60. There's a 20 tooth pinion gear for the 65 that I have ordered, but not going to put that in unless I just want to do an all-out speed run on hard surfaces. Don't want it overheating, but I want that 60 mile an hour speed. And there's a real good reason why. I said I got some tires coming, the Proline tires, so bigger diameter, a little heavier, better response in the air. The other part of that is to get the truck to move in the air, watching the speedometer, not how fast the truck's going, but how fast it's spinning the wheels. I understand it's not GPS, but looks like to do a backflip, I'm taking up like 44 to 46 miles an hour. Well, with that 11 tooth pinion gear and these factory tires, 41 miles an hour, probably not going to get the response that the Max gets. So we'll see how it responds in the air with the stock tires with 60 mile an hour pinion gear. And on top of that, I got the Prolines coming, which should put it in the same ballpark as far as handling in the air as the Max and the X Max. That's my goal anyway. We'll see how that goes. The last thing I want to say on this video before I go out and run it, pretty genius in my opinion, the Traxxas engineers. If you do the math, the Max is 3/4 the size of the X Max, half the weight. So, and faster, 50 mile an hour versus 60. I think that's a good direction to go with the design of the vehicle. So that was another thing that drew me to this guy. This is 3/4 the size of the Max and just over half the weight of the Max. So X Max is 19 pounds, the Max is 9 pounds. This is 5, a little over 5 pounds. And I'm pretty sure that will go a long ways towards holding up to bashing damage. So it's got the curb appeal. I said I think it needs a little something else. I got some orange parts coming. Going to put some orange on it, and the Proline wheels. So with all that I've done, hopefully that'll give me performance, handling in the air, handling on the ground with some of the stuff I've done. This is a low center of gravity chassis, they call it. Looks like it's pretty adjustable. The Max and the X Max does not have the adjustments. These links for the camber, the toe-in adjustments. There's adjustments on the ends of these rods, 4 holes where you can adjust. I don't understand it all, but quite a bit of adjustment. I'm gonna leave the rest of it how it came from the factory and go run it before I make any more changes.
I'm out here with the Rustler. Get a first run in on it. Gonna put the GPS on board. Just to see what we have here. First run and where it is right now. It's in the snow, but it's okay. See how she does. All right, let's adjust the steering trim. I got it set on the bench. See what it looks like. Get off that ice there. There we go, a little traction right there. Not bad, coming off the bench. It's like my way of adjusting the toe in. Works pretty good. All right. Let's give her a speed run. See what we got. That's way down there. Get her started over here in the snow. Stay off that ice. Man, that is slick stuff. Get off the ice. Got no kind of run. Go this way. At least get started in the snow. See if we can keep her together on the ice. All over the place. Woo! She got some juice. And we sure didn't max it out. Right there. Let's see what we got out of her. I'm sure it's nothing crazy, but yep, 40. Spinning to beat the band. Daggone it, I hit that button again. 39.8. Let's see if we can top that. I kind of doubt it. Traction's awful. Just wanted to get a first run in on this baby. See what she feels like, see what it sounds like. Sounds like a smooth running truck. Easy, easy. Don't hang her up in the snowbank. All right, stay on this right side here. I had a better idea how much room I have. And I was running out fast. All right, see if we top 40 with that. Nope, same thing, pretty much. 39.6. Not so sure I want to try a backflip and flat land this thing. Try a little baby jump. Have to get the big ramp out here and take care of this thing. Yeah, it's a steep ramp. Sweet hand little truck though.